Your friend Gary always likes to play unusual games, and as his number one rival, he often picks you to be his opponent. This time he tells you that he wants to play a game of capture the flag. Never afraid of a challenge, you agree to play and ask Gary what the rules are. He tells you there will be a central location with flags, and the two of you will take turns grabbing a few of them away until they are all taken. More specifically, every turn you have to take away at least one and at most 5 flags. The person to take away the final flag will be crowned the winner. But before we can start playing, we need to know how many flags to start with. Gary decides on 21 flags, but because he chose a number of flags, you get to make the first move. After that, the two of you will alternate turns. Neither of you can pass in your turn, so you have to take away anywhere from 1 to 5 flags. Can you think of a strategy that will guarantee you take the final flag? How many flags will you take away in your first turn? Pause the video to think about it and maybe get some pen and paper to help you, or let the video continue to find out the answer. It is difficult to find a good strategy when there are so many flags remaining. A good approach to finding one is by making things simpler and looking at the scenario when there are only a few left. Let's see what happens if there are only 3. Well, this is easy. You can just take all of them away. Since you take the final flag as well, this means that you are the winner. In fact, you cannot just do that with 3 flags, but with any number up to 5. To remember that those situations end up in you winning, let's mark them all with a check mark. Now what happens when there are 6? You cannot take all 6 flags at once, and you have to take at least one away. Whatever you do, there will be anywhere from 1 to 5 flags remaining. Since we know that in that situation Gary can just take away all the flags, you are guaranteed to lose. To illustrate this, let's mark the 6th flag with a cross. Let's keep going. What happens when there are 7 left? In this scenario, you cannot take away all 7, but that doesn't mean you are losing. Yes, you will lose if you take 2 or more, but since you can choose to take away only 1 flag, you can leave Gary with 6. As we had just figured out, this is a losing position for him, meaning that we actually have a winning strategy with 7 flags. In fact, this strategy is not only possible with 7, but with anywhere from 7 to 11 flags. Because we can leave Gary on a cross, we can put a check mark on all of these. But what about 12? Of course we cannot take all flags, but we also can't put Gary on a cross anymore, only on check marks. So since we can only put him in winning positions, it means we are losing, and we have to mark this one a cross as well. Do you see the pattern already? Let's go all the way up to 21 flags. In this scenario, there is only one move that will guarantee you the win. Do you know what it is? The only winning move is to take away 3 flags and leave Gary with 18. Now whatever he does, you can make it so that he's left with only 12 flags. Gary takes away 3. Well, you can just copy him to leave 12 behind. After some thinking, he then chooses to take 2. So now you have to take 4 away to make it 6 flags remaining. Realizing that he is about to lose, he reluctantly takes 1 and you take the remaining 5 to become the winner of the game. Gary has no idea how you just beat him, and he thinks that he has a better chance to win if you instead start with 50 flags. Do you know how to beat him again? What if you take anywhere from 1 to 6 flags away? Leave your answer in the comments or click here to get an even more difficult capture the flag riddle.